to the cloud. Okay. So, good evening, everyone. Welcome. So it was a
good evening, Andrew.
Evening, a very last minute call, but it's born out of lots of questions that you guys have been asking. I think we'll keep doing something like this as we get closer and closer to that magical date, when we go for a close and then we move over to the automated system. So this particular call is going to be focused on managing multiple accounts as well as community projects. So just to take you through that journey of that. So the first things first, happy birthday, Soraya. I'm sure you had an amazing day today. Sounds like you were spoiled rotten, which is what you deserve. So happy birthday. So I thought I'd make this slide.
You and everyone, I had an incredible birthday. Oh my God, look at what you guys have done. I love it. Oh.
With the scarf on. The red glasses.
Yeah, the red glasses.
Cocktail with the umbrella.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
So, happy birthday.
Thank you.
I appreciate you putting this on your birthday and celebrating it with us in this way. So I appreciate that.
Any other way, it's been amazing. The Abundance family have loved me in abundance today, so it's been fabulous. Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to start off with this quote, which is "Everything simplified." The very purpose of TAF is to create a simple gifting community that operates at a global level. So, and everything that we do has got to be simple. Everything that we're trying to do has got to be simple. So even the most complex of activities, taking you out of WhatsApp and then moving you into the automated system, it's a very complex piece of work. However, we're trying to simplify it and do it in the most simple way possible. And in the automated system, it's definitely a lot more simpler than actually trying to do it on your WhatsApp and everything else like that. And you would have noticed incrementally over the last few months, the team have been doing things just to make lives easier. So posting a link so you can tap on it to join a WhatsApp group, rather than them having to figure out how to save your number and then add it into the group and some of the other processes they were doing. So they've always tried to strip away a lot of the noise and the complexity, and we're going to continue to do that as we move forwards. So this is what I want to speak about today. So formal spreadsheet, community projects, detailed, and then I want to have a Q&A. So it's going to be a very short call, depending on the Q&A section. So if you have questions as we go through this, feel free to post them into the chat room. However, my one caveat is wait until I get closer to the end of the presentation. And if I haven't answered your question, then definitely post it into the chat room. And I'll try and get through as many of these as possible, as many of these questions as possible. Okay, so here we go. So a formal spreadsheet, I think this should simplify. I've had a lot of questions about, do I fill out a form or do I fill out the spreadsheet? So let's try and simplify it into a very simple decision tree. The first question in the decision tree is, can you supply valid ID? That's quite a black and white answer. Either you can supply valid ID or you can't. And before you question, what do we consider valid ID? So we've been through this already. So it should be things like, anything that's considered a recognizable national ID by your country, your place of where you live and reside, is acceptable. So common things are going to be passport, driver's or provisional license, and your national ID card. I don't know, Oyster cards with photos on it, bus passes with photos on it, library cards with photos on it, are not likely to be accepted by your local government as a form of ID. So only the things that are accepted by your government as a form of ID, and we have a list of things that they accept already from around the world. So we'll be checking it against that list and making sure that it's suitable. But let's say, for argument's sake, everyone, you guys say, yes, I've got suitable ID. But if you've got suitable ID, you have a decision about how would you like to join TAF. So would you like to join with us directly and log directly into the system? Or would you like a trouble-free experience, which is just completely hands-off and have your account managed by somebody else? So you've got those decisions. So if you've got ID, you've got two options for you. Now, if you choose to join us directly by filling out the form and logging into the website and having your own members dashboard area and seeing everything that you want to see, then that's cool. I think the vast majority of us will be probably in that camp. However, we do recognize there are lots of people, and if you can hear screaming, it's my kids. No one's in any form of danger, I promise you. They're playing, believe it or not. When we get to the managed account area, you will just fill out the spreadsheet. So not you personally, but if you're having your account managed by somebody else moving forwards, then the person who's managing your account will then fill out the spreadsheet and pop your details into that spreadsheet. So that's quite simple. So can you supply valid ID? Yes, great, if you can. You're either going to be registering with us directly by using the form when we release it, so it's not released yet, or you're going to be having your account managed by somebody else, like an account manager, and they will fill out the spreadsheets and fill in your details on your behalf. So what happens if you don't have valid ID for whatever reason? And for those of you that have got expired IDs, especially those of you in the US, we're thinking of solutions for you guys, so don't worry. So we know that some of the offices are closed, but we are thinking of solutions to support you. So if you don't have valid ID, then you have to go down the managed account route with an account manager, and you'll be registering a community project. In that respect, your account manager will then fill out the spreadsheet with the details of your community project. Yeah, so I just wanted to simplify it because it seems simple inside our heads, but actually sometimes we forget, to people that haven't discussed this at length and gone through the various iterations, it can be quite confusing. So I thought I'd give you this very simple decision tree. I think it's quite easy. So as you're going through this, if you're an account manager that's managing a mixture of people that could potentially be having community projects and could potentially just be individuals with you, that's cool. You just fill out the same spreadsheet with all of the people that you're going to be putting inside there. And if you fill out the community project field, and if you mark no for ID and you fill out the community project field, then we know where you're at on that side. And if you have valid ID, but you haven't filled out the community project aspect, things, then we know that that's going to be an individual that you'll manage. But for you, from a visual standpoint, won't make much difference. But it does make a difference in terms of how we manage the system and how things happen behind the scenes. So I just wanted to give you that very simple walkthrough. Okay. We'll move on. So a lot of questions about what a community project is. So a community project is essentially, everyone without ID can work with an account manager to submit their community project. Now, when I say community project, it could be anything. It could be something for your family. It could be something for literally your local community, your street, your area, your region, country. Entirely up to you. It just depends on how big your dreams and ambitions are. Each community project is for one person. So if you are managing 12 people and they don't have ID, then you will be essentially managing 12 individual community projects. So essentially a community project is equal to a person, or maybe there's two people that have decided that they're going to buddy up together within this journey, and they have a community project idea. As an account manager, you'll be managing their community project. So every single person that you're managing, so if you've got, 150 people you're managing and 50 of them don't have ID, then there'll be 50 community projects, individual community projects that you'll be managing. Yeah. Let me keep moving. And we will only gift to the account manager's PayPal. So, and the account manager then has the responsibility of distributing the gifts accordingly to whichever persons they are managing. Yeah. So you'll gift to the owner of that community project. So from a relationship point of view, our relationship is directly with the account manager. We help and support them as much as we can. Every time they want to register another round of community projects, they fill out the spreadsheet, send it through to us, we upload it, and then it becomes active and live. So all of that will be there, and then the account manager will just log into their system and be able to see all of their accounts that they're managing. So I'm hoping that's fairly straightforward and simple. TAF will conduct random compliance checks to ensure that gifts are being distributed appropriately. So it will be and you know, the common things that a bank will tell you, you know, you can't use your funds to fund terror or buy weaponry. That's not illegal in your country. That's illegal in your country rather, that's not legal, and all that sort of stuff. So the common sense sort of things are in our G's and C's, and I'm sure a lot of you have gone through that. But essentially, if anyone who's an account manager, if your members get directly in contact with us and say there's an issue, then we will obviously engage with you directly and say, look, we've had this issue being raised, and then we'll go down the natural resolution route. But we will conduct just random compliance checks on any one of your projects. We'll just pick one, and then we'll request some further information. And that's just to make sure that we're operating at a very high level. So a common thing is, what's the difference? So again, a very simple table to understand what the difference is between me as an individual, just registering directly onto TAF to log into the automated system, me as a managed account individual, and me as a managed account community project. So do you need to have ID? As an individual, yes. And you know, can I log into the TAF automated system and access my dashboard and all the other benefits that go along with that? Absolutely. Can I have child accounts? Absolutely. Can you access the help desk? Yes. And can gifts be deposited into my PayPal? Yes, of course, you can have it gifted into your PayPal. If you're going to be a managed account but you're an individual, you do need to still supply us ID. Can you log directly into the system? No, your account manager will do that. So you will contact your account manager and say, where am I up to? And they can just give you a very brief synopsis of that. It will be very easy for them to do that now. Can you have child accounts? Yes, you can. As a managed account individual, you can. Can you access the help desk directly? No, but you can contact us directly through our website. Gifts deposited into your particular PayPal, well, that's optional. That's between you and the account manager. So either the account manager can list their PayPal or you can list your PayPal. That's an agreement between you two. Yeah. A managed account as a community project, because you don't have ID or you don't want to supply ID, tied up to you. Do you need to have ID where we take it directly? No. Will you be able to log directly into the TAF system? No, not at all. And will you have the ability to add child accounts? No, not as a community project. Will you have access to the help desk? No, but like a managed account individual, you'll have the ability to contact us if you're having an issue with your account manager. Gifts deposited into their PayPal? No. So you won't be able to have gifts directly distributed into your community project PayPal or whatever payment platform you move to in the future. For you, all the gifts will be directed through your account manager, and then your account manager will distribute it otherwise. So I was hoping that that was very, very clear. I really was. Someone says, do I break up? Am I breaking up for everybody else? Can everyone else hear me okay? So I'm hoping you guys can hear me. Sometimes, yes. Yeah. So a few of you are saying that I am breaking up. I do apologize for that. It's the beauty of Virgin, unfortunately.
Yeah, Andrew, it's a little bit choppy at times, but it's pretty much clear at the moment.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thanks, Jen. So I'm hoping the imagery and the text on screen is self-explanatory, but essentially I've been explaining all these different individual elements, whether it's you as an individual, you being managed as an individual, or you being managed as a community project. Yeah. So I'm hoping that's okay for everyone. Let me move on. So a common list of questions that people have asked. Let's see. So if you manage 6 people on WhatsApp, what should you do? Well, you should fill out the spreadsheet because you're managing 4 or more people. So you should get hold of the spreadsheet and fill that out with the relevant information. And when we give you the relevant dates of when we're going to close and when we're going to reopen, there'll be a deadline date of when we need that information so that we can do all of our compliance and we can make sure that your 6 people are uploaded into the system correctly. The next question is, as an account manager, can I manage community projects and people? The answer is yes. You can just fill out the spreadsheet if you're managing 4 or more, and you'll just either list them as having ID with their relevant information, or you'll say they don't have ID, but they're registering as a community project. Okay. Do I need to have a community project for each person without ID? Yes. So you can't have 5 people that have the same community project. There'll be different community projects for each of those people. There'll be 5 different community projects for that account manager for each of those people, unless they're coming together as one community project to say, we're only in the usual. We can go in up to 3 cycles, that's fine, as per any normal member, but you're not trying to individually collect up to 1568 for each of those 5 people. So do I need to have a community project for each one without ID? Yes, is the simple answer. Yes, yes, yes. How many accounts can I manage with ID? So there's no real limit, although we do review and we will continue to allow based on your conduct. So if we find that your conduct is not appropriate for TAF, then of course we would look to either warn you or give you some guidance about how to conduct yourself appropriately on the network, in the community rather. But generally, you should be okay. I mean, if people are doing then I think you should be fine. Let me move on. If I refer someone, can I check their progress? Yes, you can actually. So on the dashboard, when you see your referral area, you can see what their current position is, and you can also see their qualification status. So have they gifted their 28, and also have they qualified by recommending and introducing 2 other people into the community, and are they active? And, you know, have they done gifted their 28 and so forth? Yeah. What's the difference between managing people or having community projects? So when you're managing people with IDs, they can also opt to have the gifts deposited into their PayPal. So this goes back to that table that I showed you earlier, rather than their account managers. Whereas a community project, the actual funds that are gifted to you can only be deposited into the account manager's PayPal. I filled out the original form using a different name to my ID. What should I do? Just fill out the new form with the correct information. As long as if we can find you when we go to do the lookups and the scripting, that we can find your mobile number and it matches your display name, and we can connect the dots, then that should be fine. You've got to have some consistency. So whatever your WhatsApp display name is, make sure that's listed as a display name in the spreadsheet. If you're filling out the spreadsheet, or if you're filling out the form, pop it into there so we can easily locate and find all of the other groups that that person is a part of, and make sure that we place them into the right area within the system. Okay. And I think that's all the FAQs and all the stuff that I wanted to cover in this call. I did say to you it's going to be a fairly short call. I wanted to keep it brief. It's Sarai's birthday, so I'm sure she wants to party the night away in this beautiful weather. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for the time being, and I'm going to have a look at the Q&A, if that's okay. So I don't know if you're there, or if anyone's going to be reading out the questions. I know we normally do this as a duet. I don't know if this is going to be different because it's your birthday. But let me have a look through. So Lillian, I don't think you need to worry about the same love for your birthday tomorrow. We're going to say happy birthday to Lillian, whose birthday is tomorrow, so happy birthday. There is no select option button on the form, and I can't type in the date of birth. So if there's errors with the actual form or the spreadsheet, the form, which form, sorry. If you're talking about the form that's currently on the Abundance Family website, not aware of any issues, so I'll let Soraya pick that up and have a look at that. But if you're thinking about whether you can choose community projects and managing people, all of that stuff isn't on the existing form currently, and it won't be launched until later this month. So the form will come, but it's not available yet. Some people cannot complete the spreadsheets or type their details, and the system's not compatible to fill out or type from their phone, computer, or laptop. So if there's an error with the spreadsheet, which I think I've seen a couple of you say, if there's an error with the spreadsheet, then I can look into that with immediate effect. So I'll look into that straight after this. So if you're finding it difficult to fill out the spreadsheet, maybe because of the data validation, it pops up with an error, I will have a look and just retest it and make sure it's okay. If it's wrong, we'll repost a new one, and maybe in the sharing group, I'll get someone to post inside that the new one is available. Hi Andrew, oh that's fine. Waking up's fine now. If you have one child and 3 adults, do you have to fill in the spreadsheet? No, you would fill out the form. You would fill out the form, providing that those 3 adults have ID. So if they have ID, you'll fill out the form. Please, I've been trying to fill out the form. Okay, we've done fill out the form spreadsheet. Okay, I'll have a look at the spreadsheet. Do I put my name on the spreadsheet for the people I'm managing? Your name? No. So you put their name, the people you're managing, and their details. But on the actual form, when we release it, you'll fill out your information as normal, and you will essentially attach the form, attach the spreadsheet to the form that you're submitting, and that way we know that it's connected to you, and then we can do all the other magic behind the scenes. How do you get the form? It's not been released yet, so the form will come in due course. It's not time to release it. What we're trying to do is make sure that you don't fill it out too early, that the admin team then spend weeks trying to track and find where you've moved to. So we're trying to do it as close to our close as possible. What is the maximum number of people you can have in a community project? If they're collaborating and they want to, if they're collaborating together to achieve the 1568, then that's up to you guys as a community project. We're only interested in the name of the community project and, of course, the name of the account manager. So I'm hoping that you understand the what a community project actually is. So typically, a community project is equal to one person for the account manager. So each individual can have their own community project, and that's how that connects. Okay, good. Is the new form on the website? Nope, not yet, but it will be. It will be soon, but not yet. And we will make sure that we do announce it and give you guys as much time as we possibly can to go and fill it out. Do we need to give each individual in the community project a different project title and description in the spreadsheet? Or can each person use the same community project and description? No, it's got to be relevant to that person. So if we go and do our compliance check and the person has no idea about their community project or what it is, then that wouldn't satisfy us at all. So you've got to make sure that the community project is relevant to the person. Thanks, Keisha, for answering that one. Can I add my name to the spreadsheet, or do I need to fill it out? It's a point for me. So you, Elizabeth, so you will fill out the form, and then you'll attach the spreadsheet with the names of the people that you're managing. All the people I manage have to be in this same group with the automated system. Please, how will the group move then? The people I manage be in the same group. Oh, so you're talking about how it's placed. Ah, okay, right. So I don't know if you were on the last call, but what we've observed from all the different groups, and bearing in mind we've got 3,500, 4,000 plus groups now. What we've observed is some of you struggle, and you get to a point of where you're struggling, which is the reason why Soraya and Krisha and the team came up with the regifting program to kind of help you to breathe new life into it. So what we said was that rather than a small number of you, which is normally only typically 4 to 6 of you trying to fill 8 spaces of new members, if I just flip that and take the power of TAF, which is now at 30,000+ members, and allow the system to automatically place people to ensure that things move quickly in terms of, because we'll get to a point where there'll be a critical mass where there'll be so many people joining that we may actually have to pause allowing people in, because at that point we've kind of got ourselves to the point where it's self-generating, right? So that will happen at some point. It's just a natural numbers game of how that happens. So what we're trying to do is making sure that we can take the leverage of the power. So I don't know what the percentage is, but it's gazillion times better than what it is now, for sure. Okay, thanks. I can't fill in the form. There is no form for you to fill in. Unless you're talking about the existing one, that's already there. But if there's a problem with that, just repost in here and so I can have a look. If you're talking about the new form, which we're referring to as the TAF member migration form, then that's not launched yet. That's fine. I need authorization for access of the spreadsheet. Is that Marcia? Marcia, how do you need authorization? Right, Marcia is posting questions that she shouldn't be posting. Love you, Marcia. Can I add my name to the spreadsheet for my community project, or do I need to fill out a separate one for you? So Elizabeth, you would need to go to or partner with an account manager who would add your project onto their spreadsheet. Yeah, so they'll add your project onto their spreadsheet. So I hope that helps. So if you don't have ID, you wouldn't fill out the spreadsheet because you wouldn't be directly registering with us. So I hope that makes sense. This is for someone else, but if you already came into TAF and you are managing many adults and children, are you not able to do the community projects to continue with existing children? Are you not able to do the community project to continue with existing children? Well, for children to be on the system, so when we say children, anyone under the age of 18 for us here in the UK, but we take that as a general rule. Anyone under the age of 18 should be partnered with an adult. There should be a parent or guardian. So I hope that answers the question. So children don't necessarily need to have community projects. They can come on to TAF, but they have to be partnered with a parent or guardian. Apologies if you can't fill out the spreadsheet. I will definitely look at that after this and get an update sent out tonight. Some people are in need of joining the meeting. Kindly accept them. Oh, I'm sure we've done that. So I joined late, so can you please confirm if I have a community project, how many children can go in the community project? None. The simple answer to that, Gemma, is none. And can I use my contact number for all the people I manage as I have been doing all along? Yes, that's fine, but we will contact you when we do our random checks for your community projects. So that's fine. So we will contact you because we do need to speak to somebody, another human being, to validate that their community project is their community project, and it's not forgive the use of terminology, but someone isn't trying to hustle the system, so to speak. Okay, Cecilia, it makes a difference as people are being confused with the two. Okay, I guess that's someone else's question. Okay, Denise, I'm not sure, but I think you responded to somebody else. When adding the purpose of the community project, it keeps asking me to choose a number between 1 and 3. Yeah, I think that's an error in the spreadsheet, so apologies, Elizabeth, for that. I'll fix that. I can't remember who qualified who. I'm assuming that you're referring to people that you're managing. You'd have to go back in time and have a look at that, because we would need that information at some point to be able to pair people together. So go back in time, retrieve what you can retrieve, and put things together. And wherever we can, we will try and fill in the blanks, but we don't want to be doing that for, I don't know, 20, 30, 40, 50 plus members. We don't want to be doing that because it's massively time consuming. So if you're managing those accounts, we'd expect you to have that information. So yeah, just try and see if you can get as much as you can, Denise. If you are managing one person without ID, do I fill in the spreadsheets? If it's only one person, no. There'll be a separate question built into the form for you to register their community project. Lizzie, I am managing 5 people. Can I use my WhatsApp number for all 5? Yes, that's fine. As long as there's, I mean, I'm assuming those 5 people have ID, maybe, so that's fine. I don't know if I can do that. How will the group move with the automated system? Will the system place people on the groups to move on? Yes. So the system automatically places people into the, typically it's like the oldest group with that movement, and it allows it to fill it until that group splits, and then that group essentially has a new lease of life, and it just keeps moving through. The algorithm keeps moving through to try and fill as many groups as quickly as it humanly can. So like I said before, we're just flipping it on its head, having the power of TAF, 30,000 plus people, all contributing in some shape or form, including, don't forget, the regifters. So in an ideal world, you would have a community of people that, I've always said this, the power of this is the regifting. It's not just being present for the one, but it's being present for all of the opportunities that TAF presents. Meaning all the people without ID should be in one spreadsheet. Yes. Not necessarily all the people without ID. You might be managing 20 people and you find that 5 of them don't have ID, but the other 15 do. So you'd put the 15 with ID into the spreadsheet, and you'll also put the other 5 into the same spreadsheet. So it's one spreadsheet, whether you're managing individuals with ID or individuals as community projects. If you have 3 children, 1 adult, do you need to fill in a spreadsheet? No, not at all. You'll fill out the form when it's launched. Can a member have a personal TAF membership as well as a business TAF membership? So we haven't fully launched the business offering yet. So I think we'll have to discuss that with Sarai. I'm not sure who HP Laptop is, but we'll release details about that. I'll keep that as a note, actually. It's a good question. And I'll come back to you with a solid answer. And we have to get these things compliance checked as well. Gemma, I joined late. Okay. That hurt my feelings, Gemma. I have a community project. How many children? No children can go under community projects. That's the simple answer. I think I've read that one already. I think you posted it twice, Gemma. Cheeky. Will WhatsApp no longer be used? Absolutely not, Lincoln. You should feel, I don't know, freed. I know the admin team and the splitting team and the compliance team and the core admin team, they will feel freed. You have no idea. I've seen so many pop-ups with people's phones saying that WhatsApp has frozen because they've got so many groups going on there. So WhatsApp, once we move to the automated system, WhatsApp for TAF will no longer exist. You'll be in the automated world of brilliance. I can't wait. How will the group move on with the automated system? I think I've answered that. Yes, it will be automatic, no problem. Is a church community project? Yeah, it can be. Depends on what the church is trying to achieve, but yeah, can be. The spreadsheet asks for ID and phone numbers. So do we type not applicable due to being managed? No, it needs to have a number there. If it doesn't have ID, just choose no. Hello, patience. Do I need to give each individual in the community project a different title and description? I think I've answered that already. I think you just posted that twice. That's okay. Please, can I help? Can I get help filling out the spreadsheet because I try writing and it's not working? So for those of you that are trying to write in the spreadsheet, when you click on the link to go to the spreadsheet, the first thing I'm hoping you've done is you've clicked download. So you've got to download it first, and then you're able to edit it. If you're saying that you're not able to edit the entire spreadsheet, it's because you're trying to type on a read-only file. So you need to download it first. So whatever you do, when you open it up, you've got to download it first. That's the first thing to do. The download icon, depending on your device, is typically at the top right. It's a button, it's an arrow pointing down. So I hope that makes sense. My old school is trying to fundraise for this one. It's a great reason for a community project, by the way, about fundraising for school repair, and it will give the child life and exam prep stuff. Can I create a community project for it? Absolutely. Yeah, I love that sort of stuff. I think that's the stuff that Sarai gets quite excited about. Helping real people with real problems. Form hasn't launched yet, Jennifer. Yeah, I agree. It's wonderful to help the school. When you count the number of people, does this include guests from the 2 people that qualify you, please? When you count the number of people, if you're managing them, Josephine, I think the simple way is if you're managing those accounts, then you fill them out on that spreadsheet. I hope that helps. If you're managing the accounts and it's more than, it's 4 or more people, then you fill out the spreadsheet. If it's if it's 3 or less, then you fill out the form. Can a family have the same community project? Can a family have the same community project? Oh, you're talking an actual family, Michelle. No, but a community project could be split into different things. It would depend on the circumstance. It'll have to be something that we'll review and discuss. But when you fill out the spreadsheet, anything that we say for a compliance point of view doesn't seem right, we'll contact you. Stacey, what is your managing BA number of kids? Who will be part of the community project? Will you be contacting the kid for compliance? Kids won't be able to do community projects. Kids will go with a parent or guardian. So I hope that makes sense. Will there be a list of approved community managers for people who are joining to check? Will there be a list of approved community managers for people who are joining to check? Let me say joining to check. As in as someone comes onto TAF and they don't have the relevant ID and they want to go and partner with someone. Just if you could clarify that, Phil, that'd be great. When are you guys moving to the automated system? As soon as humanly possible, Paul, believe you me. If I could click my fingers and stomp my feet, it would be right this second. Like Mary Poppins. And your other question was, and when is the pause? So, so am I okay to say this next part about the pause? Survivor. She might be having.
So, what did you say, Andrew?
Oh, sorry. I thought you might have been drinking some rum. I was saying, is it okay for me to say the thing about the pause?
Cool about the
thing about the pause. You know the pause? Nobody's got to pause the close.
Oh yeah. Pause. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay, good. So the good news is two things. We've witnessed all of the questions, and a lot of people are really worried about getting themselves prepared and ready for the automated system. And what we've also decided is there are some other features that we wanted the developers to integrate into the system and make sure that we've thoroughly tested. So we're going to delay the pause, or what we call the hard close of the system. So it won't take place on the 16th of August, which I think was which was a very loose date that you were probably provided. It was supposed to be on or around the 16th. We won't be doing that now, and I can just tell from some of the questions that are coming through here that people are genuinely thinking about all of this stuff. So I do want to make sure that we give you guys all the information. We continue to help you to fill out and educate you about how to fill out the form, as well as the spreadsheet. We still need to translate those into other languages like Spanish and French. We've got quite a big audience of those. So that still needs to be done. So whilst all of that work is taking place, and we're still developing all this other wonderful functionality into the system, I think it's only fair that we delay the pause. So we'll delay the pause. Can use a person's name as a community project. If it's about them, I guess so. Please, is the form for individual out? No. Some people are posting questions twice. Okay, so I think I've answered the majority of people's questions here. Do I need to give each individual in the community project? No, we've answered that. Can one family have that? What is this? What happens to the children's account that we will be managing if they cannot go into a community project? So the child should be with their parent or guardian. So whoever their parent or guardian is when they first join TAF, that's who they will be partnered under. And every adult can have up to 4 children. So I hope that makes sense. Gemma. Do we add community projects on WhatsApp like we did ourselves individually? No, is the short answer to that. The last section says notes. What do you add there, or do you leave it blank? Oh yeah, leave the notes section blank. That's for us. That's an internal field. Or if you wanted to give us some background story, as some people like to, then you're more than welcome to fill that out. but you normally, generally, you should be okay to leave that blank. We've answered that. So if you have somebody that you're managing and they have ID and they still want you to manage for them, and you can still do that through the system. If it's 3 or under, you'll fill out the form. If it's more than 3, let's say it's 4 or above, then you would fill out the form. You'll fill out the spreadsheet. You'll fill out the form for yourself. And when you get to the point of uploading the spreadsheet of all the people that you manage, because you will say, the question will be something along the lines of, are you managing other people? You'll click yes, and then it will ask you how many people. You'll choose the number of people, and then you'll be able to download and then upload that form. Upload the spreadsheet. So I keep getting those things interchanged. No. My group has been closed since 2 weeks now. I know something group me and the people I'm managing are into. Oh, I know which group me and the people I'm managing are into. That's good. So I'm not sure what the question is there, Jennifer. But if you know the information, then that's great. So there would be no more contact like on WhatsApp between group members when we go into the automated system. So you have a chat-based system on our platform. So in the automated system, you have a chat-based system, so you can still talk to each other, still send virtual high fives, hugs, love hearts, all that good stuff that we like to send. And we'll build in a richer chat messaging experience as time goes on. We've got some good plans there for that. But we will still use Telegram to publish things like call information, as well as on the actual automated system itself. We'll use Telegram to still share key updates, but WhatsApp as a day-to-day platform in terms of hosting the groups and the families and splitting them. When the automated system kicks in, that will fall by the wayside. That will go. Do I have to fill in the spreadsheet with 3 adults, 2 kids? I will be the 4th. Well, Doreen, you're not managing yourself, so excluding yourself, you've got 3 adults, so you would fill out the form. So you wouldn't fill out the spreadsheet, you would fill out the form. And the 2 kids will, I'm assuming, either be yours or part of one of the 3 adults. Are we going to have instructions in writing just in case we forget? I know, sometimes the brain is a bit like a sieve. I don't know, I haven't thought about that actually. Maybe we should do something in writing. Okay, yes, let's just go with yes, because I think it's the right thing to do. If you manage 4 people and they all have ID, do you need a spreadsheet? Yes, absolutely. So if a member does not have a reputable ID, let's go with an acceptable ID. Reputable makes me feel like I'm questioning whether they're legitimate or not. Acceptable ID, they would go under a community project. Yes, that's right. Oh, Thelma, you don't need to be hard on yourself. You'll remember everything. It will come back to you like a springboard. If I'm managing this project, how do I register and manage my own children? Can I do both or not? You can do both, Gemma. Don't worry, you can do both. You can manage both children and a community project. The system's amazing. You'll be blown away by what it can do. When completing the membership form along with the spreadsheet for new members you are managing, can new members be added? Well, we're going to launch the form around the same time that we close. So there won't be any issue with new members joining, because you won't be able to do anything with new members for a period of time. And we'll announce what that period is. For us at TAF, it won't be a holiday break, I can tell you. We'll be hard at work validating, compliance checking, splitting, chasing, finding the people that have not joined their new groups, which is interesting, and trying to make sure that everything's in place for the new system. And plus we've got to do testing of the new system and everything. So we're going to be busy. It's going to be a solid couple of weeks for us, or a few weeks for us for sure. Please, is the donations legal fund in the UK? As people told me, it is not legal. Gift gifting in the UK is legal. You can put it this way: gifting in the UK is legal, and you know why it's legal? Because the Queen Mother did it for her children. So that's just to put that into perspective. You can have a look at HMRC's website or speak to a tax consultant. You can definitely point in the right direction. But we've spoken to legal parties, and everything we're doing is definitely over and above board for us here in the UK, for sure. Other countries, of course, the rules and regulations change, but of course you should seek advice in that country. But for us here in the UK, we're good to go. Is it good enough for the Queen Mother? It's certainly good enough for us. Is the difference between community project name and description? What is the difference? Well, one's a title and one's the detail of what it is. It's like having a GoFundMe and running to bring awareness about cancer, and then the description is maybe it's a story about a friend or a family member that's been affected and how you've been deeply affected by it. Thank God, I appreciate it. Someone made me laugh. Okay, I think that's all the questions that I can go through. I think I've almost reached the end. So I think that's answered everyone's questions. I really hope so. But it's the first time we've been able to get through all of the questions. Someone's asking me to explain. Family member ensure you gift within 24 hours. Briefly explain this. In terms of the new system or the current system? If it's the current system, yeah, we ask people to gift as quickly, as efficiently as humanly possible. In the new system, there'll definitely be a time limit, and if that time limit lapses, what it does is it stops you from joining that family, and you'd have to click a button and it will find you another available family that's suitable. So it should be good. So the recording should be available shortly after we end this meeting. God, it suddenly got dark all of a sudden. It should be available shortly after ending this meeting, and I think Soraya or one of the core admin team will do the wizardry to post the link in the relevant places. So I hope everyone's part of Telegram. Here's the thing, we need your help actually to get to as many people as possible. I know Maggie, is it Maggie May? Asked for this last week. If you haven't already, can you please make sure you post into your relevant groups and ask people when there is a posting to join the call, please do join the call. And if you haven't joined the Telegram group, go and do so. And if for whatever reason they don't have the Telegram group link, can you post the link into the Telegram group in there so they can just join it? Because our biggest fear is that not everyone's joining these calls, and people are going to wake up one morning and go, why is WhatsApp gone quiet? And we would have moved on into a new world. So if you can, pretty please, with bows and ribbons on top, it would really help us, and it will get you into the system a lot quicker too. If you can just make sure in your groups, just ask the question, is everyone in here also in the Telegram group? If they are not, then say to them, you need to get onto that Telegram group, because it's where we're going to be sharing a lot of information in the run-up. Cool. You don't need to add children to the spreadsheet. You only add children onto the form. When you're filling out the form, it will ask you, do you have children? So don't worry about that. Cecilia, where have you been? You haven't been in the Telegram group. You're missing out on all the fun. There's yap and chat. There's people sharing things. People having great fun. Where have you been? If you're not in the Telegram group, be a part of the party. If someone can get in touch with Cecilia, if you're in Cecilia's group, post it into your WhatsApp group, or can someone post it in this chat that we've got within this Zoom meeting so that Cecilia can be liberated and join with her extended family. I think that's it for me. Thank you, Sarah. I think I've rambled on enough.
As always, Andrew, you know, what can I say? Absolutely awesome. Thank you so much. So guys, hopefully that has answered a lot of your questions. We will release the video recording as soon as. If it doesn't happen tonight, forgive me, it will happen in the morning. Just letting you lot know, because I'm going to bed. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Please, say goodnight on your way out. Thanks again, Andrew, for everything. And we will see you tomorrow. We will be having a call tomorrow. I will probably go through the form again tomorrow. So just to make sure people really get the form. So as many people can come on the call tomorrow, please do. All right, then. Thanks, Andrew.
Thanks, everyone. Josephine, I did answer your question. Leave me alone. Josephine's picking on Miss Soraya. Sort it out.
Oh,
Where's
stop
where's
it, guys.
compliance? Where's compliance when you need them?
You
Where's
know,
Marcia?
stop harassing Andrew. He's done a splendid job as always. All right.
I'm only joking, Josephine. Love to you all. Have a good night,
Thank-
everyone.
Thanks so
you.
much. Because we can't unmute them.
You're going to unmute everyone so they can
I
do
can't.
their...
What's happened? Our screen is frozen. We can't do anything.
Okay, I'm going to ask all to unmute. Can I do that?
Yeah.
Good night.
Bye, Auntie. Good night, Auntie.
Good night,
everyone.
Good to meet you.
Not so much wine.
Good night.
Not so much wine, Soraya.
Thank you very much.
Night. Thank
Happy
you.
birthday for this
Thank
evening.
you.
Really nice.
Happy birthday.
Night.
So much wine. Enjoy yourself.
Bye.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Soraya. Happy birthday, Soraya.
Thank you, Betty.
Happy
Soraya, show your face,
birthday.
please. Show your face. Show your face, please, Soraya. We miss your face.
No, tomorrow.
Are you taking more wine?
She has a birthday face.
I think she's taking more wine.
Face tomorrow.
Okay.
She's taking more wine. Enjoy your day.
Bye.
Enjoy this, sis.
Thank you.
Love you.
Good
Love
night.
you.
Good night, guys. Love you.
Waiting for my cake. Waiting for my cake.
Yeah, we ate it, Betty. Sorry, it was so good.
Who you going to?
I'm waiting for my long distance, social distance birthday cake.
Hi, Nanny.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Bye.
birthday.
Birthday, Soraya.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Bye, Soraya.
Bye.
Happy birthday.
Bye,
I can hear you taking more wine.
Bye.
Bye.
More wine.
Bye,
Soraya.
Krisha.
I'll take more lime.
While you're sleeping.
Oh, Jesus. Where's Maggie? Where's Maggie?
Gosh, I don't know. Bye.
Also celebrating her birthday.
You know where the mic is on there?
No.
There's a little corner at the bottom and it's got a red thing. It's got microphone picture and it's got a red thing through it. Can you see that?
No.
Eh? You tell me. Can you see it? A microphone? Did you see the thing move from it? It came off. I'll say bye-bye then. Say this is Kalia.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Soraya.
Not so much wine.
I'll have more wine.
I can hear from your voice. Have a great day. Celebrate. Yeah, celebrate.
Yeah,
celebrate.
I've been celebrating since yesterday, Betty. I've run out of voice.
Oh, okay. That's why you can't show your face then.
Soraya, stop recording.